Sagittarius, hello, welcome back. Long time no see. It's been a minute since I've done anything but collective reads because that was kind of my bandwidth, but now I've got more, so we're doing more. And I hope you all enjoy and you join the journey. Sorry, I'm lighting my Palo Santo so we can do some smoke clearing along with our sound clearing. Today we're just going to do just an energy update. It's not going to be necessarily a weekly because it's more of a time period, a time frame, a season, if you will. Mabon is coming up on September 21st. Today is the 15th. So here pretty quickly we will have Libra season and we will have the autumn equinox if you're in the northern hemisphere. And it's just a really, really good time for new starts, to scrap anything that you've been needing to scrap, walk away from anything, purge anything that's been needing to be purged so you can start fresh in this new season. Okay, before we jump in with our cards though, we will be using our singing bowl to further clear any energy that needs to be cleared and to connect to each other as a collective, and then as a collective directly to spirit, so we can get a really nice clear, concise message for you all today. If you would like to use this time to call on any specific guides, deities, archangels, any beings of light that you'd like to be present for this reading, please feel free to do so now. The more, the merrier. Okay. Let's get into it. Okay, Spirit, speak to me and through me to the Sagittarius collective. What do they need to know at this time? What energies are they moving through? Moving towards the Hermit, the Page of Wands. Hermit does not surprise me at all. This is definitely a slow down. It is definitely a reevaluate, kind of go into your shell. Again, that purging, clearing energy. You can't do those things if you're not in the space. So if you're not at home, you can't clean it unless you obviously pay somebody. But they're not going to know what you want to get rid of and what you don't. In order to do that, you need to be present and take stock. You could be pulling your energy back from people. You could be not going out as much. Again, fall is about kind of slowing down, switching gears, and then winter is about coming to a full stop for a lot of people, for a lot of things. Things obviously move a lot slower in the winter. It's cold. If you don't have to get out, I don't see you getting out through these months. I see very much a slowdown season. Could be even like doing a full hibernation. I don't know, stocking up. Going to like a cabin in the woods, stocking it full so you don't have to leave for a while or whatever. And just really being alone with yourself, with your thoughts. Really figuring something out is what I see. Figuring out how to get back to maybe a more playful, more lighthearted, more passionate, fiery, energetic version of yourself. You could be a little bit worn down. You could be a little bit worn out. You could need some time to recharge, to just be with yourself and figure out what you like, what you want to do, what makes you happy, what lights you up, what makes you feel like a kid, like someone who wants to explore and be out and about and be seen and be heard and shares their ideas and their opinions. They're full of confidence, just ready to go. It feels like you may have lost that part of yourself, that version of yourself, or some aspect, a hobby, something that you used to put time and energy into that you haven't for a while. You could be rediscovering it, wanting to rediscover it, like trying to figure out. This is a very much, right now to me, figuring out energy. And being alone to do so. I'm not taking those backwards. Okay. 10 of Wands. The Death card. The Hierophant. 2 of Wands. I'm going to get one more card and then we'll do the rest. Oracle. Quite a few. Three major, 3 minor, which I wouldn't really consider this minor. Yes, it's a minor arcana, but it's a huge, huge, huge ending. It's completion. It's, you've done all you can do. You've put all you can into a situation, and now it's time to stop. This is as far as you go with all of these. You now are going to drop these. You're going to stand up straight. You're going to look around and be like, oh shit, my traps are burning. I've been carrying that shit for a really long time, and the majority of it is not yours. The majority of it is outside work that's been put on you from a higher up, other people's responsibilities, burdens, opinions, even, that you've been carrying for so long. It's time to lay it down. It doesn't work anymore. We have a lot of Wands energy here, fire energy, which makes me happy. You are a fire sign. That tells me that you are, what the fuck? Was the whole deck? Okay. That tells me that you are in your element. You're embracing it. You're stepping back into it. If you have been in maybe a little bit more earth energy, which is very slow moving, it's very arduous work, uphill battles, carrying more than you actually can carry, shouldering more than your fair share. It feels like you're not doing that anymore. You're standing up for yourself. You're pulling your energy back. You're figuring out, I actually don't, this is not how I want to go about my life. This is not what I came here to do. It's not like you're upset or you regret helping people or taking on their burdens or carrying their loads, but it's like, you're just not going to do it anymore. It's not for you. I'm going to get one more card. Sorry. This whole deck was upside down, so I honestly kind of want to put these cards back and shuffle again. Maybe I just don't like shuffling in reverse. It feels like reversing the energy, like retrograde energy, doing everything backwards. Like I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Okay. Death card, Scorpio energy. We are approaching Libra season in the next few days, and then we will be in Scorpio season, spooky season, if you will. For me, spooky season starts after July. Like end of July, I'm ready. Mid-July, I'm ready for fall and Halloween because I absolutely love it. I love summer. Don't get me wrong. I'm a summer baby. I was born in June. But I love, 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 love fall. Specifically, Scorpio season. That could be a significant time period for you. Maybe that's when you're really fully embracing this hermit energy. Maybe you've been in this energy for a little bit, you just haven't recognized it because it hasn't necessarily been intentional. The pulling back of energy, spending more time alone, isolating, things of that nature. But it feels like you're doing it intentionally. It could be like the start of Scorpio season. You're like, okay, I'm making a concerted effort to make this a new routine, to make this a lifestyle, to actually carve out a specific period of time and do this fully. You could be doing like some sort of detox, cleanse, juice cleanse for an extended period of time, but also the energy of being alone in solitude while you do that, like those things simultaneously is what I'm picking up on here. Two of Wands here, and then the Two of Swords here. 2-2, you could be seeing that recently, 2-2-2. But you're definitely recognizing something needs to come to an end, whether you want it to or not, whether Okay, whether you recognize it or not, whether you want it to or not, whether you acknowledge it or not, something is coming to an end, like a full, complete stop. There is nothing left here. There is nothing, no, there's nothing left here. There's nothing left to be carried. After you lay these down, it's not like you're going to go back and pick them up after you realize that they're way too heavy, for one. They're not even yours, for two. And this next part of your journey doesn't require you to carry all of that. The next part of your journey, it's hard to say right now what it is specifically. But I don't feel like it matters, honestly. You're shedding an old way, an old version of yourself. And I feel like it's interesting because it feels like you're embracing and tapping back into a younger energy. This could even be like spending more time with your children and tapping into that energy and nurturing that part of yourself and that part of them. Maybe you've been carrying too much at work, you've been gone a lot, you've been away from home. So this hermit energy is you just being at home, a homebody, versus being out and about. And the people that are obviously in your home with you get to be a part of that as well. Unless you're solo, then that it's just you and whoever, right? But it feels like you're tapping into a younger version of yourself, but also a more evolved, because you're shedding your current layer, your current version, whatever, and you're really discovering a new self. But it's interesting because you're evolved, obviously. So you're more mature, you're more grown, you know, like you've done a lot, acquired a lot, know a lot, but it feels like you've lost touch with a lot of yourself, your younger self. And you're kind of combining these two worlds now, and it's a really powerful, it's a really um, respectable position that you're putting yourself in. You could be like student becomes a teacher, maybe not even student, maybe that's not something you like, you've never imagined yourself being a professor or going to college or getting a degree or any of these things, but something about doing things in a very traditional way, doing things in a very um, scholastic, would that be the word, way? Very much a scholar, going back to absorb more knowledge. This doesn't obviously have to be in like a university or any sort of institution like that, but it's something that is very long standing, something that is very well established. This could be like some occult knowledge that you're acquiring, that you're becoming like an apprentice of something. Um, but I see you, it's interesting because I see you as like a college student who is picking their courses. Like literally the world is your oyster. This person is holding the world in their hands. They've got this support on either side of them. So they're very secure, they're very stable, just stable in their focus, in their decision making. Like they see their vision for the world. But it's also like you could literally do anything that you want. So what is it that you want to do? For some of you, this is whatever your degree is in. If you do have a degree, you've had it for maybe 40 years and you took a completely different path. Whatever your degree is in, Spirit is saying there could be joy waiting for you there. There could be some like a passion reignited, a playful, this playful, passionate, inspired energy that you've been kind of searching for lately could be found in something like that. I think I touched on hobbies from when you were younger. Could also be really significant for you. Sports, a dream, even like something that you've long since left you could be revisiting, and now is the time, and now it just works, and it's just everything that you wanted it to be, but it wasn't. Tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. Absolutely. Haystack, karma, you will reap what you have sown. That sounds like a threat. The good news is, you've been sowing good things, right? You've been putting out love and acceptance and understanding and generosity, and that's what's going to be coming back to you, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like you could also be, who was it that, I think it was Virgo. You could have Virgo in your chart or have Virgo, like a person in your life. So their energy and your energy are kind of enmeshed. But it was very much, it doesn't matter how small the progress forward, as long as it's progress forward. Like if you feel something is taking too long, you're like, why the hell? I've been doing this forever. It feels like I've been doing this forever. I'm kind of at my wit's end. I don't know how much I have left to offer. If something doesn't happen soon, I'm just going to lay it down. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to surrender it because there's nothing left. I don't, that's not always the case though. I was going to say, I don't think that's the case. That's not always the case. It isn't always like you should completely scrap it, be done with it. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of rearranging, readjusting. You could be traveling the world of it. Like I just saw an image of like a pope-ish figure looking at this card. That's what I saw, like these disciples or whatever, followers, I don't know. And they're like worshiping, looking up to this person. He's giving guidance. You could be going to ask um, something of a mentor, someone who has been in your life for a very long time, who is someone like a professor, someone who is very a judge, well established, well respected, member of their community. And you could also be going back to church, specifically like a Catholic church where they have confessionals. It's also what I just saw. Is the Pope Catholic? I think so. Something with Catholicism. Catholicism. You could be going to Rome. You could be you could be doing something that extreme. Whether that's extreme for you or not, I don't feel like it is. You're very spontaneous. You're very well traveled. But again, this globe is here very clearly. So this could very well be world travel. You could be traveling and gathering, like studying abroad, but like going from school to school, maybe starting in one country, transferring to another, doing like a foreign exchange, whatever, in another one. It just feels like university hopping, or I don't know. It's interesting. Let's see what else. Let's try the Lenormand deck. What else is here for Sagittarius? What else is here for Sagittarius at this time? Spirit, speak to me and through me to the Sagittarius collective, please. Whoa, hey. Okay, well, I'm going to take all four of these because why not? Okay. We have birds, rider, clouds, and a book. Cards number 12, 1, 6, and 26. Also the letter K here. 7 of diamonds, 9 of hearts, 10 of diamonds. If you have recently laid down other people's burdens, i.e., walking away from a job, a situation, there could be gossip surrounding you. There could be people like trying to out you, spill your secrets, get back at you. Just lots of talking, lots of gossiping with this birds here. It's like It's a lot of deceit as well. This is a story about a bird who is never noticed because they're just kind of like drab and boring, and then they find, I think, a really colorful bird. I don't know what they're called. Oh, this is a roadrunner. So the roadrunner wants to be this bird and wants their feathers because it gets them the attention that they so desperately want and need. That's kind of what this is. Either you're the one that is gossiping and talking poorly about people. Maybe that's why the karma card showed up. If that's the case, that's obviously what you're going to get in return. Just like every time you lie, you receive a lie back from someone. It doesn't always have to be like a one for one, where the person that you lied to lies right back to you. It doesn't have to be that. It could be you lie to somebody and like, oh, well, that was insignificant and whatever, whatever. And then someone later down the road that you really care about and that you really trust is going to lie to you. And it's going to be like, oh, shit. Well, I can't really do anything but take that on the chin because that's what I was sowing. So try your hardest to stay out of the gossip, to stay out of the bullshit and the chatter. Thank you. That's the word, I guess, I was looking for. We also have Rider here. This is card number 1. Very much Fool energy, taking a leap of faith. This guy is, I think that's a horse. Yeah, it looks like a horse. Okay, yeah, it's just a regular horse. I couldn't tell if those were wings, like a Pegasus, but it's a regular horse. But he is riding this horse, and they've just taken a big leap because there's nothing. There's literally nothing around except for in the distance. You can see this palace. So they just took a leap of faith and knew that they were going to land where they needed to land. And if they didn't, then that's not where they needed to be. So they take another leap. You keep going. You keep going until you find the thing that suits you, until you find the thing that lights you up. Where's the book for this though? Because that's not it. Why? I don't really ever read from this book anymore because I know most of the meanings. But Rider, I wanted to get a little bit more detail, a little bit more in depth. There it is. I was about to say, where is that book? Okay. Hey, chill. Okay, what Rider card number 1, so it should be right at the front. Success, victory, good news, dreams realized. Okay. Phew. In the enchanted horse, a magical horse. Oh, so it is magic. Okay. Okay, good. A magical horse brings a prince and princess together, but then a crafty sultan uses that same horse to kidnap the princess. Oh, Jesus. It's always some fuck ass. The prince she loves must be wily in how he defeats the powerful sultan. He succeeds in his goal and uses the same magical horse. His poor horse is overworked. I hope they're paying him well. To escape with his love back to his own kingdom. Adorable. There's so much glitter. The Rider card is a card of success. This can be news of a victory or a realization of a dream. Our princess had her dreams answered when her when her love rescued her. Her prince achieved his victory. When the Rider shows up in your reading, know that you will see victory wherever the Rider is heading. Well, he's headed straight into the clouds, so. But this is more of that like combative, gossipy, interfering energy. So if there's someone in your life who is very combative and very loud and boisterous and trying to impose something on you, you will have victory. You will have a successful outcome, whether that's leaving a position and getting an even better one with more pay, whatever the case may be. There's also a book here indicating you could have success with like writing a book. Maybe you have an idea for one, but you've never taken the chance, you've never taken the leap to see what it could be. Now might be the time. Now might be the time. What is behind the rider could show you the path. Could show you the path to your triumph. What's behind it? I mean, the birds. No thanks. All right, let's read about clouds now. Depression, confusion, sadness. Okay. Well, that's what you're going to have success over. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. If you've been in your head, if you've had some confusing thoughts, some brain fog, this could be substance-induced depression is also what I'm getting. I know for me, anytime I drink dark liquor, I spend the next week or so having thoughts of self-harm and struggling to pull myself out of it. So I don't drink dark liquor. I really don't drink liquor at all. I think it's poison in general. Every once in a while I will, but I try to stick to like gin. Yeah, side note, side quest. If you are struggling with any things of that nature, anxiety, depression, any thoughts like that, I would examine the substances, even if it's just like, oh well, I only have like a brandy in a cigar every once in a while. That could still be affecting you more than you think, more than you realize. Let's read the keyword for book. Just, it gives me like story. You've got a story to tell. Okay. It actually goes hand in hand with this Hierophant. Secrets, not that part. Secret studies knowledge. There is a book of all the tales of all the peoples of the world. Fairy tales have been told person to person. Oh, it says here, not there. Here is the book. Right here. This also, to me, is like Akashic Records. You could be discovering yours, tapping into yours. Maybe you figured out how to get to them. There's like a specific meditation and specific steps that you take to do that. Maybe you've done that and you are exploring that side of you now, your full story, like where your past lives and literally every iteration of your life that this spirit that you're currently carrying has experienced, like soul origin stuff. Anyways, that could be something to look into. Fairy tales have been told person to person, tribe to tribe, and family to family for as long as we can remember. This is a universal teaching method of the world. Read a fairy tale to learn the knowledge of a people. Here you see the quintessential grimoire of the magic worker. Research, secrets, and investigation are the message of this book. Which again, like these two energies were giving us that with the very studious, very reclusive kind of, very much in your studies. Maybe you're burying your nose. This could be your first year of college and you're really diving headfirst into your studies. Well, like simultaneously writing your own story, cataloging a lot of your experiences, you documenting even. You could be doing like vlogging. It just really feels like you want to really embrace and really document this period of your life. Whether it's like your first year of college, your last year, you're going back at 60, it doesn't matter. Whatever phase of life that you're in, it feels like you're really wanting to preserve it, document it, maybe share like your story with your children. Maybe you have several kids and you would like to get them all together so you can pass down your stories, the stories that your ancestors passed down to you. Maybe you're taking your children to an ancestor and having that ancestor pass down the knowledge as well. Okay, let's do Mabon deck. It's our next season that we have coming out on the 21st. I'm so excited. It's just something about the crisp air and the slowness and the coziness and the smells. Oh my God, It can't be beat. And I love sweater weather. Just a cozy knit. Please. Pumpkin spice and apple cider. And look at her in her cozy knit. And this big, beautiful window. Oh my goodness. It's my favorite weather. She just looks so cozy and content and content and at peace. Earlier I was talking about, that air is cold. I'm actually going to go turn that off real quick. Hold on. I don't want the air conditioning on. It gets up to like 90 degrees during the day or during the afternoon, late afternoon, evening. So then when it's time to go to bed, it's hot as hell in the house. But golly, it's cold right now. And I don't want cold air blowing on me. Okay, sorry. Pumpkin spice and apple cider. Oh my God, I love both of those. I'm very picky about my pumpkin spice, though, I will say. It's hard to find a decent one. I'm going to read about this card. Don't you worry. You could just be really leaning into this phase, this next season we were talking about, like prepping your firewood so you've got a good stock so you can always have a really nice wood burning fire in the house. Doing your preparation so you have food, canned food. Maybe you have like a surplus of tomatoes. You just did your last harvest of the season, or you are going to be doing your last harvest of the season these next few weeks, and then you're canning and you're doing your corn. Oh, I love the orange garland. I do this on my Christmas tree, but I actually want to get some to have up, or make some, if you will, because I made mine to keep up year round. But you could also be like digging out your fall stuff, finally, like your fall scented candles, exchanging all of that stuff out, your tea towels, it feels like you could be switching up the aesthetic, the season of your house, a seasonal decorator. I love it. I love it. This is a Citadel deck. It's like a little city. There's all different types of people in the city and places. It's interesting. Just got it, I think, a week ago. But I've been using it a lot and I've been loving it. So we'll see. What else is here for Sagittarius, please, Spirit? That's too many, I fear. We'll take that one that's there. The Waker, awareness, reflection. Yes, absolutely. The Hermit here is talking about reflection. That's very much, I feel like what's happening. You're being awakened, you're being enlightened, inspired, shown something that you're like, oh, wow, you're right. I have been doing that. I have been putting way too much effort into that. I've been putting way too much energy into this. It shouldn't be this hard. I shouldn't have to work this hard. And it feels like once you realize that, you kind of lay down the load, other people's loads specifically. We have the Shepherd on the bottom of the deck, celebration and family. Yeah, you could be doing like a family reunion this fall, winter, maybe for Christmas you're going like to a specific family member's house, one that maybe you haven't seen in a while. Let's read about our pumpkin spice card and then the Waker. Card number 30. Nostalgia, joy, belonging, inner child. We were talking about that earlier. Your higher self chose this card because there are hints from your past that hold the answer for your future, to your future. This card presents itself to you when you are feeling confused or questioning your strengths, talents, and perhaps even your life purpose. It might seem as though you have no idea what you should be doing with your life. You may have had a spark of inspiration here or there, But what feels like an aha moment 1 second turns into crippling doubt and fear just as quickly as the thought arrived. Pumpkin spice and apple cider guides you to return to the past when you're searching for clues to your next step. What did you enjoy doing as a child? What was your answer or answers when asked, who do you want to be when you grow up? Did you see yourself as an artist? Perhaps it's time to explore different forms of creative expression. Did you see yourself as a farmer? Why not cultivate a small garden? You never know where small steps might lead. A small garden may one day turn into a sprawling farm. I just want to point this out. 111, you could be seeing 111, 222. Children know the value of incredible dreams, and so did you when you were a child. Don't discount any childhood fantasy, no matter how silly it may seem. One breadcrumb will lead to another, and what was a desire to be an astronaut might simply mean a love of the stars. Astrology could fulfill that same love. Allow yourself to imagine anything is possible, because when you do give your soul space to uncover the possibilities when you do, you give your soul space to uncover the possibilities you didn't even know were there. Absolutely. We were talking about that earlier. So thank you, Spirit, for confirming, reiterating, and really looping that back. The waker. Awareness, reflection. That's the walker, not the waker. Card number 50. 50, 50. 50, please. There we go. Two siblings sit in a room, one sleeping, the other awake. Neither moves, neither addresses you. Oh, God. But when they speak, their words are pure prophecy. Okay. The waker is the keeper of knowledge. Oh, we have that knowledge again. The one who sees all with an unblinking eye. Wee. Sounds dry as hell. They see everything that happens in the world and all that has come to pass, the same as this book. You could be coming into like deep. I was talking about occult earlier. Esoteric knowledge could be like coming to you, bestowed upon you. It's pretty incredible, honestly. They see everything that happens in the world and all that will come to pass, but are blinded from self-understanding. Right now, it's important to practice awareness of your surroundings. Current events and the lives of those around you can be overwhelming, but you're only ever seeing part of the story. The ability to think critically and ask key questions is an important skill. Be perceptive about situations happening around you and trust your own gut before acting. Inner and outer events are connected. Yowzer. This period, it's gonna be really profound. I'm getting, like, that's the general consensus I'm getting from doing these readings. For a lot of people, this period is going to be like profound change. It's change for the better, not just for yourself, but for the collective. I feel like maybe you're sharing some knowledge that you've had, writing a book, educating others, becoming a mentor, becoming a professor, a teacher, any and all of those things. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all so very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.